It's now.
Welcome to News Watch 12 at 10. I'm Justin Betty. We'll get to those stories in just a few minutes. But first, tomorrow is shaping up to be a busy day in the weather department, starting with the potential for some rare overnight thunderstorms. News Watch 12 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller is tracking it all for us. Jeff, doesn't look like the storms are here just yet.
Hey, Justin, not yet. They're still about 5 or 6 hours away. The big question now is, will these storms over Minnesota turn severe? And I think the question there is, the answer is yes. As this moves in our direction for tonight, there is just a lot of instability right through here. It's going to bump right up against that and move down our direction early tomorrow morning. We're talking about 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. These are still 5 or 6 hours away from us. So look for this band to intensify as it moves our direction this evening and be knocking on our doorstep probably 4, 5, 6 a.m. It's still dark out in that hour. This could be a problem if you're camping tonight. Make sure you have a sturdy shelter nearby. This is the area we're watching for this evening into tomorrow morning. Then the atmosphere is going to regroup tomorrow, and we could do it all over again across portions of central Wisconsin tomorrow. But for now, lots of moisture in the atmosphere. Dew points are high. Temperatures were high today, up near 80. Lots of fuel out there for storms. They'll likely be in here later on tonight. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is increasing clouds out there now. Storms around 4, 5, or 6 a.m. with muggy lows down near 63. Your full forecast is coming up, Justin.
All right, thank you, Jeff. The COVID-19 picture in Wisconsin continues to improve. Today, the State Department of Health Services reported 102 new cases. We're averaging 77 per day over the last week. DHS also reports 2 new deaths today statewide. We're averaging about 1 per day over the last week. Meanwhile, in our 12-county north central Wisconsin region, the number of people hospitalized with COVID-19 has dropped slightly over the last few weeks. We're down to averaging about 10 people in our region hospitalized with COVID-19 at any one point over the last 2 weeks. Meanwhile, just shy of 50% of all people in Wisconsin have now received at least 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine. DHS reports about 45.5% of people have completed their vaccination. Keep in mind, about 14% of the state is children who are not yet eligible for the vaccine. Meanwhile, today, Wisconsin local leaders met virtually to discuss the best way to spend the state's share of federal relief dollars and help with the economic recovery from the pandemic. News Watch 12's Cooper Henkel has details.
The investment summit brought Wisconsin's leadership together to help local governments get the most out of federal dollars coming through the American Rescue Plan.
How will it improve the quality of life rather than just we're building a water line to do it to connect 2 mains, for instance, and that's easy and we're done. This can't be easy decisions. We got to think about it.
Much of the summit focused on the rules and regulations regarding the dollars, with final decisions still to be made.
We also have to remember that this is interim guidance.
The summit wrapped up with a panel discussion of local leaders, including Rhinelander Mayor Chris Frederickson.
Growth has been limited in the Northwoods, and we'll call it the northeast sector of Wisconsin.
The conversation focused heavily on how to use the money to attract talented young workers by building on the strengths of smaller communities.
At the same time, we're looking at an excellent opportunity where we can recruit some of that talent back based on quality of life issues.
Attracting young talent gets harder in more rural areas, where popular resources like universities, social scenes, and large shared municipal infrastructure are lacking. Rhinelander serves as a good example of that challenge.
People travel from 40 miles, 50 miles away to work in our hospitals. We're the medical hub for the area. We're also the regional travel for the area.
Frederickson says one key strategy for getting the most out of federal dollars is trying a few different approaches and seeing what sticks.
So something that's my idea might not take off as much as another idea in the community, and that's perfectly fine. Have that initial investment a little bit less.
Letting success build momentum.
When you find those successes, those drive other successes.
While keeping a creative mind for interpreting rules.
And then using it as appropriately as you can, taking the advice you can get.
For News Watch 12, I'm Cooper Henkel.
A bipartisan push to end a tax on Wisconsin businesses they pay on property is gaining momentum. Republicans proposed eliminating that tax altogether. They included over $200 million in the state budget proposal to pay for it. A bill to eliminate that tax has now cleared 2 committees on bipartisan votes today. The full legislature is expected to vote on it next week, along with the full state budget. Governor Evers remains silent on whether he would sign or veto this tax proposal. The state Senate has approved a bill that would prohibit police in Wisconsin from enforcing any future federal laws that would ban or restrict the use of guns. The proposal is part of a national wave of similar Republican-backed legislation for so-called gun sanctuary cities or counties. The U.S. Constitution, of course, dictates state law cannot trump federal law, and many of these similar proposals have been found unconstitutional. So this may be symbolic. Nonetheless, the Assembly approved the bill earlier this month, so the bill now goes to Governor Evers' desk. Again, he will likely veto it. Today at the White House, President Biden's unveiling a 5-point plan to address the rising number of violent crimes committed in major cities across the country. Those numbers had trended down for decades before rising over the last few years. The president's plan focuses on gun violence and aims to shift pandemic relief money to help with that. Alice Barr has details.
On Monday in St. Louis, 3 people shot and killed, 4 more injured. 2 killed, 6 injured in Savannah, Georgia last week. And in Chicago, 8 killed in multiple shootings in one day, including a 19-year-old about to receive her high school diploma.
A massacre? Why? What happened? Why? Why did this have to happen?
Today at the White House, President Biden responding to pleas from citizens living in fear and political calls to use the power of his office to address the crisis.
We have an opportunity to come together now as Democrats and Republicans, as fellow Americans, to fulfill the first responsibility of government on our democracy, to keep each other safe. Enough.
The administration announcing new proposals to stem the flow of guns and crack down on rogue gun dealers.
We'll find you, and we will seek your license to sell guns. We'll make sure you can't sell death and mayhem on our streets.
The 5-point plan also seeks to pour more resources into police departments and community violence interventions and invest in programs for kids. The president trying to strike a balance between progressives who want to overhaul policing and Republicans who say he's soft on crime.
From coast to coast, American families are facing an explosion of violent crime.
New federal funding from the COVID relief package will let communities keep more police on the streets and invest in community policing, using money earmarked for one epidemic to help fight another. Criminologists say it's hard to define what's driving the increase in violent crime, but many blame the rippling effects of the pandemic, from historic unemployment to fear over the virus and anger over lockdown orders. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, still ahead, we'll talk about the importance of pollinators to the North Woods. But first, it could be a busy night in the weather department, or maybe a busy morning. Jeff's in with your full forecast after the break.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
Why get your COVID-19 vaccine? We all have a reason to get fully vaccinated, like
hugging people again,
going out to eat,
keeping them safe.
That's living fully. It's why millions of Americans, more than half of U.S. adults, have already got a COVID-19 vaccine. You can too. Get your COVID-19 vaccine at vaccines.gov.
Race fans, get ready to kick off summer at the big house of off-road racing. Crandon International Off-Road Raceway welcomes the 28th Forest County Potawatomi Community Cup Challenge, June 26th and 27th. Come for a day or stay for a weekend of camping, fun, and racing. As always at Crandon, great food, drinks, and good times. Visiting the largest off-road track in the world. Free all day Friday, $40 daily, or $55 for the entire weekend. Kids 11 and under are free, and seniors 65 and older are $25.
Did you know that approximately 45,000 women in the U.S. will die from breast or cervical cancer this year? The key to prevention and survival is early detection through regular screenings by mammogram and Pap test. Women aged 45 to 64 who are under or uninsured may be eligible for these tests through the Wisconsin Well Woman program. For more information, call 715-369-6119. A message from the Oneida County Health Department and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Right now, get $750 customer cash on a new 2021 Camry, CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
There you are, lots to get to. Let's start here. High temperatures today hanging out in the upper 70s. That felt much better, right? Which is where we're supposed to be. The average high being 77, the average low being 52, the record high being 95 back in 1911. Who remembers that one? And the sun set earlier at 8:51. All right, so going forward out there now, these are not going to fall off quickly at all because this air is so humid and heavy. It'll help to hold temperatures in the low 60s tonight. That's not great sleeping weather at all if you are outside in a tent. But going forward tomorrow, 78-ish, and then we're hanging out pretty much near average Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, with lots of rain showers through here as well, getting into the weekend. Okay, so here's our problem. Lots of heat across the Midwest right now. We call this a ridge in the area in red right there. Around these ridges in the summertime, storms like to form. They form kind of here in the Dakotas or Minnesota, and they ride that ridge kind of like this down toward Wisconsin. That's what's happening tonight. We're watching that happen right now, and there's lots of fuel in the atmosphere. First off, a south breeze out there, ushering in the high dew points, the very humid, kind of sticky air. That's fuel for thunderstorms, and they're going to occur for us later on tonight. Here are the dew points, hanging out near 60. That's a lot of fuel for storms, and these could even reach near 70 by tomorrow morning, just as they approach tomorrow. So when you rain this out, many areas could see some flash flooding concerns tomorrow morning as these storms kind of work their way through. So here it is. All we need now is a trigger. And oh, what's that? There's a trigger, a cold front to the west of us right there. That's helping to lift the air. It has all this moisture to work with across the Great Lakes area and instability, warm temperatures, and poof, we get showers and storms out of that. So here's the radar, and it doesn't look like much yet. However, this environment right through here of Lake Superior is just kind of primed to explode right now. So as this kind of works into this, these will expand in coverage tonight and then kind of make a beeline toward north central Wisconsin early tomorrow morning. Here's the radar across the upper peninsula really of Minnesota there. You can see we have lots going on in the Arrowhead, but these are non-severe right now, moving in our direction. But again, these are going to expand in coverage as they work toward us tonight. They're still a good 5 or 6 hours away. And any of these, once they get here tomorrow morning, could produce some very gusty winds near 60 miles per hour, probably some large hail in there, and also very, very heavy rainfall. There's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere as these things rain themselves out tomorrow morning. We could see some localized flooding across the area. So again, here's the big picture. There's the front to the west. This will expand in coverage tonight and then make a beeline for us by tomorrow morning. This is the area we're watching through tonight. This is going to really kind of go through maybe 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, north central Wisconsin. But then the atmosphere is going to recharge throughout the day tomorrow as that front really does approach tomorrow afternoon. And that will give this area here the best chance for severe weather tomorrow afternoon. All right, so just as good as it is tomorrow morning, we'll do it again tomorrow afternoon and evening. And they could be equally as strong across this area as well, with some gusty winds, small hail, and some very heavy downpours too. So our forecast then for tonight, though, is increasing clouds out there now. Severe storms with potential for them is still about 5 or 6 hours away. Around sunrise tomorrow morning, look for muggy low temperatures down down near 63 for tomorrow. All right, Thursday, scattered storms early, followed by a long break through the afternoon. Atmosphere is going to recharge, going to kind of muggy out there before more storms through the afternoon. Those could be strong to locally severe. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by North Furniture and Mattress shows storms tomorrow, storms Friday, and then a chance for some garden variety summer storms Saturday, Sunday, into Monday, with temperatures hanging out in the 70s. Justin?
When you think about pollinators, you probably think about bees, but Northwoods wildlife officials say they can also be birds, flies, butterflies, and they're very important to our ecosystem. However, in the past 2 decades, the populations of those things have dropped, especially the eastern monarch butterfly, dropping by about 80% over the last couple decades.
Every ecosystem is dependent on pollinators in reference to keeping a healthy, food chain essentially, but plant, trees, anything is dependent on pollinators in order to live on. For us as humans, pollinators are specifically important.
Eric says pollinators are responsible for about 1/3 of all agriculture crops and says you can help with some easy things like planting milkweed, which monarchs feed on and lay eggs in.
Pollinators are creatures that basically move between different flowering plants that have pollen out in order to produce fruit or seeds.
Eric recommends going to the Oneida County Land and Water Conservation website for more ways you can help pollinators grow. That website, oclw.org. High school softball sectional playoffs continued today, plus the Bucks tipped off Eastern Conference Finals play. We'll have highlights after the break. But first, here's tonight's Job Watch.
Job Watch is brought to you by Ripco Credit Union.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need an expert who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
Taco John's just won the Fried Chicken Sandwich Wars with a taco. Introducing the Fried Chicken Taco. Instead of bread, we tucked our crispy all-white meat chicken tenders inside a tortilla so you can actually taste all the flavor with 2 unique sauces that put soggy sandwiches in the rear view. More sauces, more flavor, less bread. Enough said. New Fried Chicken Tacos, each for just $2.49. Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
At Big Valley Ford, we have a great selection of gently used trucks, SUVs, and cars, and we are ready to help you find the right vehicle to explore the Northwoods. Big Valley Ford is passionate about every vehicle that enters our service center, and our team of technicians are here to help with all of your service needs. Whether you are looking for a new or used vehicle or need to get your current ride back on the road, stop into Big Valley Ford in Ewan, Michigan, and experience the Big Valley difference.
Has the pandemic interrupted your routine health care? Our exceptional team at the Lac Vie Desert Health Center is determined to get you back on track. Our comprehensive primary care services include disease management, women's health, preventative care, and more. The convenience of our walk-in clinic is available when your family needs it the most. Full access to our on-site x-ray and lab services to expedite your care. Our friendly team is excited to meet you, and we are conveniently located in the Elison Realty Building at the intersection of Highway 45 and 70.
Coming up on your Thursday, we'll get details about an upcoming brush race happening in Crandon this weekend.
Plus, there's going to be the opportunity for severe weather for some. I'll have those details and more coming up on Newswatch 12 today.
Sports Watch 12 with Nate Myhawk starts now.
The last game the Milwaukee Bucks played became an instant classic.
And after outlasting Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets in Game 7, the Bucks would have to turn around and gear up for another battle. Their second trip to the conference finals in 3 seasons, this time against the Atlanta Hawks and that guy. And it was a great start for Atlanta. Off of the rebound, Trae Young finds Clint Capella down low. He slams it home. The Hawks have an early lead, and Young was feasting all night long. He loves this floater move. This time it doesn't go, but he's right there for the putback, and Atlanta is within a bucket. On the other end of the floor, Drew Holiday finds Giannis through the contact, count the bucket, and one. Milwaukee led after the first. But in the second quarter now, Giannis showing off the skills. Here he goes baseline, the sweet finish down low. That extends the Bucks' lead to 7. And moments later, the Freak and Chris Middleton playing a little give and go. Middleton finishes with the left hand. The Bucks went up by 9, but Trae Young was explosive on the night. Here he is, pulls up and buries the deep triple. That pulls Atlanta within 3. And here's some defense turning into offense. Drew Holiday poking it away. He's going to take it to the other end for the finish, and the Bucks led at the half. But in the third quarter now, Trae Young is just too smooth. He gets to the lane. That's another bucket for him, and the Hawks were making things interesting. And Young is also letting them hear it, and here he is giving out assists, lays it off the glass to John Collins. What a play. Atlanta up by 4, and let's take another look. What a pass from Young. And then in the fourth quarter, Milwaukee did have the lead, and they were looking to put it away. Giannis, looking like a wide receiver, goes up to get it, lays it in, draws the foul, and the Bucks were up by a couple of possessions. But in the final minute now, Young in the lane, that teardrop floater's no good, but Clint Capella right there for the putback, and Atlanta would go on to stun Milwaukee, and they take game 1. Young had 48 points, the final score in this one, 116 to 113. Down in the desert, the Brewers taking on the Diamondbacks in the series finale. And what else can you say about Brandon Woodruff at this point? Getting the start on the bump. Here he is getting the strikeout to end the third inning. And we were scoreless at this point, but Woody would come through at the plate. Top of the fifth, and Woody up at the dish. He tags the ball the other way. That falls for an RBI single. The Brewers take the lead, and that's all Milwaukee needed. They win 3-2. So while the Milwaukee Bucks continue to try and advance to the next round, local high school softball teams are doing the exact same. Division 5 sectional final between Pacelli and Leona Wabeno. Winner heading to state, and a lot of defense in this game, but let's start in the bottom of the first. Cardinals chop one towards the pitcher. The throw is not in time, but the runner at third gets greedy. She is caught in the rundown, and Leona Wabeno makes her pay. They get out of the inning without any damage. But Hannah Trzynski was bringing gas from the circle. Here she is for the Cardinals, getting the strikeout to end the inning, and this game was still scoreless after 1.5. The bats came through for Pacelli, bottom of the second, a ground ball to short, and the Rebels trading the out for a run. The runner scores on the putout, and that's all Pacelli would need. They shut out the Rebels 2-0, and they advance to state. And then in D2, Merrill trying to continue their run. Late in this game, bottom 6, in fact, Merrill down 2, trying to rally, but the Blackhawks get a huge strikeout to end the inning. And then in the 7th, Kendall Krieger trying to keep this game close. She goes off speed to blow it right by the hitter. Merrill needed some magic in the bottom half of the inning to keep this game going, but it wasn't meant to be. The clock strikes midnight on this team. The Blackhawks punch their ticket with a 5-3 victory. Some more games going on tonight, and if you remember, Phillips girls basketball came oh so close to a state basketball appearance, and now the Loggers get their chance. They beat Fall Creek 10-6. And then in Division 1, Marshfield fell to Chippewa Falls. Final in that game, 12-5. Before I let you go, huge weekend for us in sports and athletes all over, including Three Lakes. Here's the scene on Wednesday. They had their send-off for state track. Hey, thanks to Carrie for the footage. State track is getting kicked off tomorrow morning in La Crosse. Griffin and I will be there all weekend to let you know how it goes. I can't wait for that. But what about you, Justin?
That sounds exciting. Thanks, Nate. We're talking about a little local history after the break. We'll talk with a local historian about how Wausa's streets got their names. You're watching Newswatch 12 at 10.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Stone Innovations, Rhinelander and Plover.
At Len's Truck, we've made the buying experience fast and easy.
All our trucks are guaranteed clean, certified, can be bought hassle-free online, and can be delivered right to your door. It's our way of saying thanks to our past and future customers for the last 35 years. And when you buy a Lenz truck, know that you're buying the best used truck money can buy. Go now to LenzTruck.com. You'll find over 800 used trucks, all priced to move. Go now to LenzTruck.com.
Lenz Truck.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. Got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared fresh beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
Need a new boat? Then it's time to trade and upgrade with American Marine and Motorsports, because we need your old boat. We need to buy fishing boats, pontoons, and speedboats. So trade in your old one and upgrade into a new boat today. Come check out more boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else in Wisconsin. Or we could help you get top dollar by selling your old boat on consignment. It's time to trade and upgrade with American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
Tee off with WJFWdeals.com. Just log on to WJFWdeals.com beginning this Friday to score a great deal at this fine golf course.
Eagle Falls is an 18-hole adventure-style mini golf course with a 1950s fishing camp theme. This beautifully landscaped course is highlighted by waterfalls, lakes, and fountains. Fun for all ages at Eagle Falls Adventure Golf in Eagle River.
Get yours before they're gone. Only at WJFWdeals.com.
When you call a company other than Maher Water Corporation to service your water treatment system, do you really know what or who you are getting? Many companies just measure you up to do a bang-up job, then charge hundreds of dollars and have you sign service contracts. Maher's technicians are trained to not only service our own water care equipment, but most others as well.
So if you don't want just any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
Fire officials say no one was hurt after a fire in an apartment building in Merrill yesterday evening. When fire trucks arrived, officials say they saw black, heavy smoke coming from the building in the rear. They say 8 of the 32 units in that complex received substantial damage. Merrill police and fire are still investigating what exactly caused that fire. History is all around us, and in Wausau and in many cities, it's also under our feet or our tires. Today, Newswatch 12's Kyle Wazorski spoke with historians at the Marathon County Historical Society about how Wausau's streets got their names.
Street names. Have you ever stopped to think about what they stand for or where they came from? Well, some streets here in Wausau have history tied back to all the way to the American Civil War.
Porter, Sherman, Rosecrans, Thomas, all those are on the southwest side of the city.
Citizens and leaders at the time of Wausau's development wanted to honor the country's past by naming the streets after them.
Well, the city fathers, I think, were very interested in 3 general ideas. One was the presidents of the United States, of course. We also have Civil War generals on the southwest side, also city fathers, of course.
Gieselman continued to say a large part of our nation's legacy lives on in the streets of Wausau, but realizes that there are some American leaders who have not been given the honor.
I think that is somewhere where the city could grow as far as acknowledging people in civil rights movement, women's suffrage. I think there's just acknowledgement, of national leaders that we can start to acknowledge as part of streets.
To learn more about the history of Wausau and the communities of Marathon County, you can visit the Marathon County Historical Society in downtown Wausau on 5th Street. Reporting in Wausau, Kyle Pazorski, Newswatch 12.
Keep your home clean with products from Menards. Water Boss water softeners eliminate hard water, leaving you with softer skin and cleaner clothes. Right now, get 11% off all Water Boss water softeners. Now that you have soft water, keep your laundry and dishes clean with Procter & Gamble cleaning supplies. We have a great selection of top brands including Tide, Dawn, and more. All Procter & Gamble products are 11% off now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get 0% financing for 72 months on select popular Chevy SUVs. Or get a $3,000 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado Crew Cab pickups.
Are you worried about going away to college this fall? What if you could get the same college experience closer to home? From the moment you step onto our campus to begin your bachelor's degree, we'll be there for you, supporting your dreams and saving you money. With NTC's new liberal arts transfer degree, you can start here and go anywhere, including a guaranteed transfer to UW-Madison. North Central Technical College. We're ready when you are.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
Did you know that approximately 45,000 women in the U.S. will die from breast or cervical cancer this year? The key to prevention and survival is early detection through regular screenings by mammogram and Pap test. Women aged 45 to 64 who are under or uninsured may be eligible for these tests through the Wisconsin Well Woman program. For more information, call 715-369-6119. A message from the Oneida County Health Department and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Kick off summer at the Crandon International Raceway, June 26th and 27th. Catch the world's biggest on the biggest stage. Go online to reserve your tickets today.
All right, Nate, you have an early alarm clock tomorrow, I know, but the Thunder may be getting you up first. Outside, we're okay right now, but to the west, across Minnesota and the Arrowhead, that's what we're watching with earnest right now. That should likely expand in coverage tonight, make a beeline, kind of diving southeasterly toward us by tomorrow morning. And we're talking 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. There could be some strong to locally severe storms around here. Those will work their way through, and then we'll have a nice dry spell through the afternoon. Get all your activities done then. But then another round's going to come through tomorrow afternoon. Those could be equally strong and severe. Some more general thunder showers on Friday. Then we get into a summer pattern then Saturday, Sunday, Monday with a bubble-up shower through the afternoon.
So
too.
Jeff will be busy. You're busy at State Track the next few days.
All weekend, me and Griffin.
Everyone's busy. You guys have a great night.